Nestled deep in the Finger Lakes region of New York is the village of Watkins Glen, and since 1948 this small town has had a rich history of auto racing. Now, 76 years later, on the 248th birthday of this great nation, we kick off the second half of the FMGTC season with a bang. Hello out there, we're on the air, and it's once again race day today in the Empire State. It's another gorgeous afternoon in Watkins Glen, New York, as we welcome you to Watkins Glen International for stop number 7 of the 2024 Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship, the Firecracker at the Glen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, lads of all ages, and happy Independence Day as we welcome you to the track with live coverage on the North American Sim Racing Network. And from high in the sky in the press box, my name is Trey Wright for the NASRN. John Bon Jovi might be from New Jersey, but we're queuing him up for today's race as we're officially halfway there through the inaugural season of the FMGTC. 6 races down, 6 to go. And what a venue to start the back half of the season. Arguably the greatest road racing facility in the United States on her birthday nonetheless. There's nothing more American than racing at Watkins Glen on the 4th of July. A chaotic, fun, exciting, and absolute banger of a race is on tap for today at the 11-turn Watkins Glen on the 4th of July. And we're here at the track for the second time this week after a great race up in Canada on Sunday that saw Eric Monaco and Ryan Durrani taking home the victories for GT Le Mans and GT Daytona respectively at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We go down to the point standings for each class, starting with GTLM. Zachary Fitzwater, despite finishing second to last in the race, still remains in the points lead, but he sees that lead shrink to 15 points as Nathan Orman, with his decent run at Canadian Tire, climbs up to second in the point standings for your Papyrus winner, Caleb Rose. Despite having issues midway through the race and finishing in the 11th spot, Rose is now third in the point standings, 30 points behind Zachary Fitzwater. Sebastian Palmer is fourth, and Eric Monaco rounds out the top 5 of the point standings after his win with 371 points to his season total. Skylar Taylor, Michelle Gavinou, Reggie Fogelman, who had a horrible race, only gaining 1 point in that one, falls all the way down to 7th in the point standings. Blaise Zebratar and Aguirre Sato round out your top 10 of the points for GT Le Mans. Then in GT Daytona, Dylan Matthews has taken the points lead back from Connor Monaco. Matthews with a huge lead over Monaco for your Papyrus winner in GT Daytona. John Stewart is up to third in the point standings. Daniel Bouchard and Dustin Davis round out your top 5. Dylan Matthews, again, he's starting to run away with this points lead a little bit here. A huge 45-point lead over Connor Monaco in that department. Then rounding out your top 10 of the point standings, Blake Bavillier, Igor Barreto, Colin Bear, Michael Brown, and Juan Rodriguez. And you see all the way down to the bottom, Ryan Durrani with one win. That was the most ever points he has scored in a Daytona race this season so far. Looking at his point totals from the rest of this season, 6, 10, 30, 25, and 25. And then you got 110 there, more than doubling his point amount. It takes him out of the basement for now, but he's still got a long way to go and a very short time to get there if he wants to climb up to where Dylan Matthews is in the top of the point standings. But now that we're in the back 6 races of the campaign, every finish for these drivers means just that more, with every race completed until Riverside in December. But that is then, and this is right now. It is once again that time of the broadcast again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the Firecracker at the Glen.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life on the front stretch here at Watkins Glen, and we're just moments away from dropping the green flag for today's 68-lap contest. Your starting lineup for both classes on the left-hand side of your screen. Logan Williams starts on the pole for GT Le Mans in the number 6 Muscle Milk Jaguar. The XKR sweeping the front row for GTLM. Felipe Santos to his outside in the number 64 Eaton Jaguar. Sure, everybody rolls off, and going back here to GT Daytona, they are led to green by that man right there, Alex Lozano in the number 43 BG Products Ford Mustang. Starting beside him in the number 22 Creamsicle Stewart Dodge Viper is Tatiana Nagora. Everybody rolls onto the back straightaway. Taking a look at the track itself, it's an 11-turn facility here at Watkins Glen with a little bit of everything, which makes it so perfect. Starting off with the downhill 90-degree corner in turn 1, affectionately known as the 90. The drivers will then scoot uphill through the S's and onto the long and fast back straightaway that darts right into the downhill carousel that the field is entering right now. Then comes the most treacherous part of the course, the boot section, starting with a sharp turn 6, then a switchback turn 7, aka the toe, before connecting to the heel in turn number 8. Back uphill the cars will go, re-entering the NASCAR circuit before the final most dangerous part of the track, turn number 11, aka Taco Bell turn 11, where the cars will bang and bong off the safer barrier to complete a single lap here at the Glen. Let's go ahead and take a look at your race analysis at the bottom of your screen. Like we said, it's a 68-lap race around the 3.45-mile facility. Your pit window for both classes is between 26 and 29 laps, so about a 2-stop race, potentially 3 stops on the docket here today. And while nobody has won here in a Grand Touring car, Daniel Voiles won the Mission Barbecue Cup Series race back here in 2020, and Nathan Orman won the Winston All-American Series race here in February. Orman starts 19th, Voiles 21st. So as the field rolls through turn number 10 into turn number 11, Williams and Santos will lead the field through the Reese's restart zone. Pace car is down the pit lane. Happy 4th of July from the Glen. Good start there on the outside lane for Santos, and he will quickly take the lead back. No, here comes Williams down to the inside. Side-by-side battle for the race lead already in GT Le Mans. Up through the S's under speed for the first time today. And the first one back on the gas is Williams, and the pole sitter officially now out front. Everybody able to get onto the mini Mulsanne straight as back down to the inside. Here comes Santos. Back down, Williams might lose 2 positions here as Eric Monaco will go for second. So we go into turn 6 for the first time under speed. Back here in GT Daytona, Alex Lozano got the jump in GTD. A clean start for everybody involved. Back up to the front, Logan Williams hanging tough on that outside lane as they go down the sole into the heel for the first time this afternoon. Santos fighting hard on the inside. Williams has the preferred line through this corner. Out of turn 9, back onto the stock car circuit they go into turn number 10. Williams leads the way. But here we go into Taco Bell turn 11 for the first time, and who bangs off the wall? Nobody right now in GT Le Mans. A little close between Fogelman and the 62, and really wide the corner was John Stewart, but everybody is able to get a clean lap in. For the first time this week, everybody able to complete the first lap of the race. So Logan Williams, the pole sitter, will lead lap number 1. That's 10 bonus points so far for the Saukville, Wisconsin native, as Felipe Santos hot on his heels. Jaguar still running 1-2. And they got 3 of their cars in the top 5. It's a diverse top 5 right now, with Corvette running 3rd and Toyota running one of their 2 entries. Right now running 5th under fire from Blaze Zebratar as the Daytona cars start to peel back from the faster Le Mans machines. Alex Lozano, a good jump in the 43. Tatiana Nagora will file back to 2nd. Logan Alexander, who started 3rd, now battling with John Stewart for the 3rd spot. Stewart started 4th in that 98 machine. He's fighting hard on the inside lane. So they go side by side on lap number 2, back up at the front. Logan Williams back under fire, drafting help down the front straightaway. Here comes Eric Monaco with a chance. Looking to take 2nd away from Felipe Santos. Rolls through the corner. Again, these Jaguars with their low center of gravity, really good at rolling through some of these low-speed corners, but right there and then the 2-car will go to the second place on the pylon. Monaco looking for a second win this week. It's been a busy week for the Unionville, New York native. He won the first FMGTC race this week up in Canada at Most Sport. First win of the season. Then he got an owner win with Nathan Orman in the MBCS at Papyrus on Monday. Right now running second early on in the race. We're still early in the contest. A lot can still happen here, but Monaco wasting no time getting to the front. He's to the inside of Williams. Side by side, the two MBCS combatants go. Chevrolet versus Jaguar. Chevy would love to get a win here on home soil. We're back in the United States for the first time since the Denver race in April. Logan Williams holding tough on that outside lane. Jaguar looking to get their first win of the season. So everybody rolls off the corner. Nice and orderly, and gonna go 4 laps here so far without an issue. You know, the Daytona cars, like we see in the back, typically it tends to get a little rowdy back there, but a good start for the GTD cars as Nathan Orman cabooses the Lamar cars. Not a good start for the Glendora, California native. He's all the way in the back, and the 2 previous winners here at the Glen. Right now running 20th and 21st respectively. Orman right now at -2, and +1 is Daniel Voiles in the number 56 machine. Back up front, 2 wide action. Zebratar will go underneath Georgi. As back up front, Eric Monaco will take the race lead away. He will bum rush his way down below, and Santos looking to make it 3 wide, but he will take second away from Williams. The 2 Jaguars combating next to each other, going through the Ganease turn. Through the heel they go. Williams fighting hard to try and keep that penultimate position. And he'll have the advantage going through turn number 10. Dos Santos a little wide through the corner. They'll go side by side through 11. Santos had to get way out of the gas. Rolling nice and easily through the corner was Williams. And he's able to keep that spot, and Santos will tuck back in line right in front of Michelle Gavinou, who nearly runs into the back end of her fellow Jaguar. Corvette out front with Eric Monaco. The Jags running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Toyota, your top 5. And Dano Georgi in the Corvette will bookend your top 6 with the vets right now. Working on lap number 5 of the day. And Lozano will remain out front in the 43 car. Starting to see single file throughout the majority of this pack. For both of these grids, Bradley Ream trying to go the long way around Mike Vincent Jr. To no avail there, as Skylar Taylor will go underneath Blaze Zebratar. Taylor, who started 3rd in this race, trying to climb back in there. Not a good start for that A&W Jaguar. The Jaguars looking to be fast so far today. Eric Monaco pacing this field right now. Back-to-back races where he has led laps in that too. The GMAC number 2 Corvette. Looking to go to Gatorade victory lane for the 2nd time this week. A little closer for the 6 car for Logan Williams out of the corner that time by. Is closed in within half a second. Monitoring back here in GT Daytona, Brooke Paquette. Good to see her logging some laps here in that 31 car. Did not even complete half a lap on Sunday. Was run into the tire barriers by Tatiana Nagora in the Canada Day Classic, but here she is. She's not at the front of the field. She's outside the top 10 right now. Right now rocking P25, or P15 right now, rather, in the Daytona grid, as Lozano starts to pull away from Nagora. Nagora now under fire from Logan Alexander, your Diamond Ridge winner, back in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, trying to get around Nagora, as the Richmond winner from the MBCS will lead the field. Battle for second heating up. Logan Williams under fire from Felipe Santos. As Eric Monaco will roll through the corner in the 2-car. 5 cars make it 6 cars starting to break away as the battle for 7th between Skylar Taylor and Zebratar continues. This happening all in front of Zachary Fitzwater. Didn't qualify the best. Right now running +1. He's 9th right now. Trying to get around these two battling in front of him, the current GTLM points leader. Just trying to run a clean race here in the 62. And Dylan Matthews trying to find her. Matthews right now. I don't know if Matthews had an issue. Nope, there she is. The GTD points leader. Right now towards the back of the field. Good news for her. Connor Monaco is not far enough to take the points lead away. But it's still a decent way up, so Dylan Matthews got some work to do if she wants to retain her 45-point gap over Connor Monaco. Big question is going to be where John Stewart finishes. Because John Stewart with a good run right now. He's currently running 4th as the 2 cars leaning on top of one another. Alexander and Nagora as they fight side by side. Alexander now up to 2nd as Lozano continues to peel away in that 43 machine. Here we go. Logan Williams trying to battle back for the race lead. He'll force the 2 a little high. Now we're starting to see the cars sliding up through the corner. Gavinou underneath Santos for 3rd. Williams not able to complete the pass on Monaco, and he will remain out in front. Gavinou not giving up. At Granger, number 12, fighting with the Eaton, number 64. Jaguar on Jaguar battle. That'll allow Roberto Crown Jr. to close in a little bit in the 33. Already 8 laps into this 68-lap contest. But again, this is our second to longest biggest race, our second longest biggest race of the season. Clocking in at about just under 2 hours time. The Daytona 2.4, obviously the longest of the season, but these 2 races, the crown jewels of the FMGTC. Of course, the Daytona 2.4, the biggest race of the season, Grand Touring-wise, and my favorite race personally to do. Right now we got 12 total Grand Touring races, 11 other ones, including Daytona. This one might be my second favorite one to do here. How these guys are racing right now. Roberto Crown Jr. now underneath the 12 as Gavinou will fall back into the clutches of that NOS Toyota, one of 2 Toyotas on the grid today. Caleb Rose piloting the other one. Had a good run going for him until the middle part of the race at Mosport on Sunday when he got hooked by Daniel Voiles while leading. Was able to recover back to a 12th place finish. Not what he wanted to see there, but he'll take it. And, you know, Caleb Rose, he was still able to gain some bonus points. He took advantage of Zachary Fitzwater having issues. Sebastian Palmer with Reggie Fogelman, all those guys wrecking out. So Caleb Rose right now is only 30 points away from Zachary Fitzwater in the point standings, but he is right now behind Fitzy. Nathan Norman deep in the pack as well. Same thing with Sebastian Palmer. In fact, it's Eric Monaco, the highest driver in the top 5 in points, and he is right now leading. And it's Skylar Taylor, who right now running back in the 7th spot. And then Michelle Gavinu's up in here. She's 8th. Reggie Fogelman deep in the field in the 10th spot. And then Blaze Ebertar rounds out your top 10 in the point standings, and he right now is 8th. So again, Eric Monaco with a good run right now. I believe he would take the points lead going into Old Spice, which will be our next race here in the FMGTC in about a month and a half's time. And I know that man right there in that 6 car cannot wait for August 16th. The Wisconsinite of Logan Williams going to his home racetrack, looking to win there. Saukville, Wisconsin native. Can't wait to travel up to Sturgeon Bay. But right now he's in Watkins Glen, New York, trying to move this 2 car out of the way and get back to the race lead here in GT Le Mans. Not able to get so just the air there yet. And here 10 laps into the race, everybody's still in, ranging from Eric Monaco in the front of GT Le Mans. The back end of Juan Rodriguez and GT Daytona. Logan Alexander, however, fighting a little hard on that inside lane, but it's been all Alex Lozano so far in GTD. He has led all 10 laps. Eric Monaco has led the last 8 laps here in GT Le Mans. Not sure if there was a little bit of smoke there in the back. Nobody's around, so I guess just the graphics playing a little trick on us. You know how NR loves to screw with us, and hopefully this will be the last recording, because I tell you, behind the scenes, this race has just been mental hell to pull off. I believe this is the 4th attempt of trying to record this race that we've had. Unfortunately, the power going out, me forgetting to hit record. In one of the recordings, the pace car hit the pit wall and stayed there, didn't move, so it was stuck. So that was a wash. So behind the scenes, a little bit of trouble recording this race early on, but now it looks like we got a good race here. Both classes, and a good race brewing in GT Le Mans. They'll go down the Soul for the 11th time under speed. I tell you, Logan Williams' crew, they haven't made the mark in the first 6 races of the season. But I tell you, they've brought a bad fast Jaguar here to Watkins Glen today. And I imagine they're going to give him his best car at Old Spice as well. But right now, he's running second, just trying to save a little bit of his stuff. As right as I say that, he'll dart down to the inside. Williams with a run on the 2, and he is easily... it looked like he was going to be able to get around Eric Monaco there, and somebody going around in the back, and Mike Knapp and Nathan Buchanan. Looks like those drivers had a little bit of a tilly in the back, and it looks like Buchanan got the worst end of it. So our first incident of the afternoon going through the 90, and it's not a race on the end of his end without us missing a pass for the race lead, as Eric Monaco might lose second here, and he will. Logan Williams back out front, but Felipe Santos right on the back bumper of that Jaguar. Coming down the pit lane, repairing that damage is Micah Knapp in the 56. But Logan Williams back out front. He's last in the points, but he's first on the pylon. Looking for a good run here today. Same thing with Dano Georgi. Got the win in Mexico City. The man last in the point standings then. He wrecked out in Canada, and he's got a good top 5 car right now. So I think he'll be good to go here towards the end of again, this being our second longest race of the season. It is a race of attrition. 68 laps is about 2 hours for these drivers. It's a race of attrition, especially for these machines as well. As a little contact between Paquette and the 14 of Igor Barreto. Again, good to see Paquette run some laps here. Didn't even make it 2 corners through the race in Canada before being knocked out by Tatiana Nagora. So good to see her back in this race. And Micah Knapp about to be put a lap down by the lead lap GT Le Mans cars. It'll start off with Logan Williams. Williams will get around, so will Santos and Monaco. Monaco will get around the stricken 56. Being held up there is Dano Georgia, and he's going to lose 6th spot there to the 33 car. And just trying to stay out of the way of these guys as best as he can. Is the 56, and he's going to do a good job of it so far. Zachary Fitzwater underneath the 3. Not a whole lot of help there, and Logan Williams with that lead, or that lap down pick, has extended his race lead to about, let's say, 6 car lengths over Felipe Santos, going back down the back straightaway once again for the 14th time today. Eric Monaco behind the 64 car. Monaco just trying to get around as here we go. A good battle back in here. Zachary Fitzwater, a man on a mission. He's able to get around that 3 car and the 8. Actually, I think Jaden Russell was the one who's moving on up in that 8 car. Matt Lagasse has now taken second away from Logan Alexander as Tatiana Nagora starts to fade a little bit in the 22. John Stewart remains in 5th in the 98. Lagasse, a good run for him so far. Another one of the drivers that was knocked out early in the race at Mosport. Was knocked out after only 3 laps with a gearbox issue. Right now, good run for him in the 60 car. And we flash back up to the front of the field where Logan Williams continues to extend his lead. Monaco now back down to the inside of Santos. A little close quarters racing there, but 2 car able to get back into second. Santos looking for the crossover, going into the boot. Back down. They go into the toe. Santos trying to fight hard on that outside lane. No avail, unfortunately, for him. And Monaco will set his sights back on this 6 car. Logan Williams, the pole sitter, continues to lead here. Closing in on a quarter of the way through the Firecracker at the Glen on a beautiful July 4th afternoon in Watkins Glen, New York. We see all the fans come out here today supporting the colors of our great nation on her 148th birthday. Logan Williams, ironically, trying to take Jaguar to their first win of the season. It would be fitting that, of course, the first win Jaguar gets all season, and the one race that Corvette doesn't win would be the race on July 4th. But you know, of course, that's how NR is, and you know what? I couldn't ask for really anything else here for a fantastic race. And Connor Monaco looks like a little front end damage on the 21. I don't know if he ran into the back of somebody. I believe he may have accidentally ran into the back of the 14. But that is not good for Monaco. It's good for Dylan Matthews, however, who has gotten around the 21 car. So now the 026 is starting to pull away a little bit in the points. Matt Lagasse now right on top of this 43 car. 3-car battle for the lead going through the toe in GT Daytona. Lozano continues to lead. Micah Knapp is a lap down after that accident. 3 wide now between Palmer, Sampson, and Sato for a brief moment. But it will remain Palmer out front for your Denver winner. He's still out front there in the 20 machine. And we flash back into the front of the field, and they've gotten around Nathan Buchanan. Trying to split it 3 wide was Eric Monaco. He's going to be held up there by the 99. And Buchanan continues to hold up Eric Monaco. Remember, they're old rivals in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. And you know, they say that the race driver has the memory of an elephant. And I trying to remember if Buchanan was maybe dumped by Eric Monaco in a Michigan race back in 2020. But Monaco will finally get around, but he has lost 2 spots there. And Santos and Gavinu now up to 2nd and 3rd respectively. Ethan Lewis continues to lead here in the 6 car, about 9 laps away from the pit cycle opening up. Fastest lap of the race belongs to Michelle Gavinu for GT Le Mans. Then for GT Daytona, it's Matt Lagasse, who's the fastest car on the racetrack. We'll go back to GTD. Still Alex Lozano that has led all 18 laps so far today. Lozano in the lead, Lagasse in 2nd, the New Jersey native. And the day we're recording this, and in fact right now, breaking news, Jacob Markstrom has been traded to the New Jersey Devils for some hockey news there. And thought somebody was down the pit lane, but nobody is. And Connor Monaco continues to be really, really slow in the 21. Definitely an engine issue we're hearing from the spotter stand. And Monaco continues to lose spots. He has fallen all the way back into 20 or 18th. And Juan Rodriguez will pass him for 18th, and he'll fall back to 19th here shortly. 2 other cars off the lead lap. Everybody is still on the track for the time being. Gavinu off the track real quick there in the 12. That will allow the 2 of Eric Monaco, that's his name, to pass Gavinu there for 3rd. A very slow start to the race here at Watkins Glen. Again, this is the calm before the storm, believe me, because only having 1 incident early on in the race. Again, once these guys start to wear out their tires, we're going to see cars get a little dicey, especially when they put on fresh BF Goodriches. We're going to see these guys get very aggressive, and as the famous Rick Allen once said, as the great Rick Allen once famously said, aggressive goes around here at Watkins Glen. It's either 2016 or 2017. I believe that was 2016, where aggressive went around in turn number 11. Top 2 cars in GTLM starting to pull away from Eric Monaco. We'll flap back to Daytona for a moment. Matt Lagasse Now starting to get a little bit closer to Alex Lozano as they catch up to Micah Knapp. And here comes Lagasse down to the inside. Had a little bit of an edge, not able to get there in time. Looking for another opportunity up high, looking to get around, not able to. And Lozano continues to stay out front here. 6 laps to go until the first pit cycle will open up. Logan Williams has opened up to a half a second lead. And I believe Connor Monaco came down the pit lane. He, in fact, did try to repair a little bit of damage to that 21 car. You still see a little bit of hood damage on that Harley-Davidson Mustang. And we'll see what Logan Williams does getting around this stricken 21 car. See the top 7 starting to pull away a little bit here. Zachary Fischwater putting some distance over Reggie Fogelman. And looks like the top 2 drivers will get around Monaco with ease. We'll see if Connor will let his older brother get around him nice and easily. Eric will go to the outside of Connor, side by side going through the corner. Connor fighting a little bit hard, but he's going to let his older brother go to the outside here. Oh, a little off track goes the 2, but he's able to regain it going off the rumble strips. Oh, and hard in the outside wall goes Connor right in front of Roberto Crown Jr. Nearly swerved right into Dano Georgi. And that could have been dangerous there in front of the rest of the GT Le Mans grid. Connor Monaco falls back in the 21, then Eric, having a little trouble getting around his younger brother, allows the top 2 to pull away in Le Mans. And up for Daytona, and once again, it's not a race on the NRSRN without us missing a pass for the race lead. Matt Lagasse out in front. He was able to get past Alex Lozano. And Lagasse will go to the point in the 60 car to lead lap 21. Oh, and here we go. That was second place right there of Felipe Santos getting turned around. Reggie Fogelman around as well. Heavy contact, cars going around, and it's going to be back-to-back races where Reggie Fogelman will wreck out. And Skylar Taylor in it as well. You see the front end damage, that A&W. Number 45, and Skylar Taylor's day is done too. So, I believe it was Felipe Santos who had the issue. We'll go back and take a look at it. And it was a flat tire for Felipe Santos. Monaco ran right in the back of him and nowhere for Reggie Fogelman or Taylor to go. Tough break for those drivers. And that is going to give Logan Williams a huge lead. But again, like we said, late in the run like this, stuff can happen, and unfortunately it did. And that was right in second place. I don't know if I initially thought it was Monaco who had the issue there, but it was a flat tire for Santos. And to the garage area for the second race in a row. He is the first one to go to the garage area at that. So it's going to be back-to-back last place finishes for Reggie Fogelman. And this week, he will only get 2 points. And that is essentially going to take Reggie Fogelman, one of the dominant cars of the season, out of this championship hunt. And that is just super unfortunate for Fogelman. Wrong place, wrong time, 2 races in a row. Actually, I believe it's going to be Skylar Taylor who will finish last. But again, it's going to be back-to-back races where Fogelman will finish outside the top 15. And he's, instead of only getting 2 points this weekend, he'll get 6. That's still, you know, given where Monaco's running, Fitzwater was able to gain positions from that. Skylar Taylor will be knocked out as well. Orman was able to gain a couple of spots. Orman was able to gain 3 spots there on that melee. But again, given where these guys are running right now, you know, given Fogelman's run in Canada, as Brad Stover has an issue, I think these guys scheduled pit stops here for both the 16 and the 66. Your 2 previous winners in GTD. Starting to wonder if we were seeing a little bit of an undercut here. Slow stop for Ryan Durrani and Brad Stover. I guess they're just trying to repair a little bit of damage for both those cars. Again, there's no mechanical failure on either of them. Finally, the 64 car has been towed back, but he is going to easily lose 2 laps here. Still trying to repair some damage to the rear end. Finally coming out are Durrani and Stover, but they're going to be knocked out of contention. Very extensive pit stop for both those drivers. I don't see any damage to Brad Stover's car, so maybe a little bit of hood damage. I don't see any damage, at least visible, on that 66. There's a replay of any sort of incident. You'll see it down below. Looks like Connor Monaco had to come down once again. He was turned around there. It was a very, very fortunate that nobody else was caught up in that accident. It was only a 4-car accident with Felipe Santos. But that is just a really, really tough break for Santos, and it's going to make it a good run. So Monaco will inherit second after all of that. 12 Gavinu will take the podium. Georgi will take 4th, and rounding out the top 5 is still the 33 of Roberto Crown Jr. Again, this will be a good run for Fitzwater if he's able to keep his nose clean, as Caleb Rose will come down the pit lane. And here we go, lap 25. Rose will do an undercut, and he's the only driver to come down for GTLM. We'll see if any of the GTD cars will come down. Matt Lagasse still leads. Alex Lozano in second. Lagasse really wide to the corner. He is very lucky Lozano wasn't right on his back bumper, or else he would have been hooked straight into the wall. And an extensive stop for Caleb Rose, 17 seconds, and he's going to lose about 3 seconds of track position. Not a good stop there for Caleb Rose, but he's able to come out and away. And he will rejoin in front of the GTD cars. 10 laps away from the halfway point through the Firecracker at the Glen. In case you are just tuning in, it's been a quiet one to start off with, but then Felipe Santos having a tire failure, entering the boot. Slowed down, was run into by Reggie Fogelman, Connor Monaco, and Skylar Taylor. And the 2 GTLM cars that were involved in that accident knocked out. Taylor will indeed finish last. Fogelman will finish second to last, so he'll get 5 bonus points. And Monaco right now looks like he might be finishing last here, the way things are running in GT Daytona. This might be the first race where we're going to get to the first set of pit stops where there hasn't been a retiree in GTD. Here comes Lozano to the inside. And Lozano, oh, Matt Lagasse hard in the outside wall. He will bang off of Taco Bell turn 11, and that will open the door for Alex Lozano to boot Skoog Boogie down to the inside. A little bit of light damage on the side of that 60 car, and Lagasse will give up the lead to Lozano. And Alex Lozano, the pole sitter, back out front. I believe Brad Stover should, I don't know, Brad Stover will take over the race lead once these guys pit. But we're on lap number 26, the cycle officially opening today. And we'll see if these cars come down the pit lane, and they will. It will be Logan Williams down, so will Eric Monaco, Gavinu, and the top four will stay out. Zebratar will come down, Mike Vincent Jr. will come down, and these guys are the undercuts. Right now counting 4 guys on the undercut right now for GT Le Mans. They're led by Logan Williams in the 6 car. Eric Monaco first to drop on the jack, and he might have a faster pit stop here than Logan Williams. We'll see what it is. Jack drops first on the 2 car, but that number 1 pit stop for Logan Williams paying dividends. Right now, 14.28 second stop for Blaze Zebratar. That right now, fastest stop of the day. And only 4 drivers coming down on lap 26. And right back on the back bumper. This is going to be the race for the lead, I believe, as Monaco slingshot engaged down the Mini Mulsanne straight. Side by side. Both these guys are on fresh tires, but they're cold, and they got to warm them up. Monaco will easily get around Logan Williams, and that'll likely be for the race lead. And it's feeding time here on pit lane for GT Daytona. Looks like Blake Bavillier, no. Yeah, Blake Bavillier with the fastest time. Alex Lozano out first. And, oh boy, I think Michelle Gavinu missed pit lane. I think that 12 car was trying to come down. So she is going to have to stay out an extra lap. That is not going to work. But the majority of the Le Mans field coming down, this time led by the 84 of Dano Georgi. We'll see where everybody else comes out. Right now, there is Eric Monaco, and I think they're easily going to beat out this 84 car. And with ease, a little bit of contact on the inside wall for both Georgi and Fitzwater. Despite the fast stop, the 3 car will remain in 5th. And Zachary Fitzwater leapfrogging some spots on the pit lane. How about that? A 14.22 second stop. Nathan Orman's crew getting it done. But he's not able to pick up a whole lot of spots, unfortunately. But he is, right now, has the fastest pit time of the race. You see the rest of the field coming down. There's Matt Lagasse, John Stewart, and Alex Lozano will beat the undercut or the overcut guys off the pit lane. An extended stop for Matt Lagasse. He is just now coming out. A 28-second stop, and Lagasse is going to be put all the way to the back of the field in GTD. So not a good pit stop for him. And finally coming down are Roberto Crown Jr. and Michelle Gavinu. And that was not what they wanted to do. Gavinu wanted to come down with Fitzwater and Georgi, but unfortunately she stayed out, missed pit lane, and she is going to be blown past here by the rest of the field. Now a little bit of trouble getting the jack down on that 12 car. 14.47 second stop for her, and She will lose all the track position that she had. She'll come out in 10th. So it's not good, but it's not terrible. I believe Roberto Crown Jr. is actually going to be the beneficiary of that. Well, it'll cycle out for both classes here. And the top two of Eric Monaco and Logan Williams pulling away from Zachary Fitzwater, the GTLM pole sitter, right now in third. With one lap fresher tires. Then both the 2 and the 6, we'll see if he's able to put them to use. And that will cycle everything out. Alex Lozano will go back to the race lead here. But hot on his heels is Logan Alexander. So a couple pairs of drivers from the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, each fighting for the top spot in either class. Way off the track was the 3 car. But now the gap increasing to half a second between the 2 and the 6 here as we work on lap number 30 of 68. And Roberto Crown Jr. Nearly getting past there. He is going to get passed by that 7 car of Nathan Stapleton, who's got warmer tires. And Michelle Gavineau is actually going to fall back to 13th after trying to regain a little bit of momentum there in the 12. Alex Lozano will slide through the corner. Blake Bavillier with his fast pit time. I believe he's got the fastest pit time in GT Daytona so far. He'll slide in third, and right now still only 2 cars out of the race. You know, for what we typically see here at Watkins Glen in terms of Mission Barbecue Cup Series racing action, this has really been, I don't know, this has been a little bit of a quiet race so far. You know, we haven't been to halfway yet. We're 4 laps away from the halfway point. You know, but aside from the Felipe Santos issue, you know, it hasn't been really terrible. Well, I don't even want to say terrible. It hasn't been that really destructive, I think is the correct word I want to say. You know, we've seen some really good racing up front. But now that we got the pit stops, these guys are going to be strung out here. And Brad Stover is going to heavily hold up this 6 car. And he is going to block Logan Williams going down the back straightaway. And finally able to get around him. And Logan Williams not going to be too happy with your Mexico City winner, who's not having a good race so far. And that is going to widen the gap between the 6 and the 2. So Monaco looking for his 2nd win of the season and his 2nd win of the week. And Matt Lagasse relegated to the back along with Daniel Bouchard. So we check back in with GT Daytona, and it's another 2-car breakaway for the top spot. Alex Lozano doing a good job of holding off the Tampa, Florida native right there. Blake Bavillier waiting in the wings. And how about this run for Josh Harmon? Last in the GTD point standings, right now running P4. I tell you, he needs a good run here today, as well as Logan Williams. I know Williams would love to have the win, but I don't know. Monaco right now put another 1/4 of a second over that 6 car. So Eric Monaco in this 2nd stint. Starting to run a little bit well here in this 2. Got a clear racetrack for the next couple of laps. They'll catch up to Nathan Buchanan and the tail end of the GT Daytona field here shortly. A little wide goes the 43. Logan Alexander still in the tire tracks of Lozano, as Alexander trying to break the draft a little bit there. Lozano holding his ground here, trying to win from the pole. And really off the pace there is the 49 of Aguirre Sato, back-to-back race. Actually, Sato finished second on Sunday, so was looking for a third straight top 5 finish, and that's unfortunately not going to happen here today. Way off track goes Stover. This is being lapped by Mike Vincent Jr., who will go on the rumble strips. Ooh, close quarters racing between Gavinu and Riley Sampson, but they are able to keep it straight. But here we go. Going up through the S's, back onto the back straightaway, and if this was F1, I'd say that 6 car is well within DRS range, but he is going to get a nice tow going into the carousel for the 33rd time under speed. Next time by will be halfway home through the Firecracker at the Glen, and Logan Williams looking for the crossover, looking high. Oh, he sold Monaco a dummy. He's going to force his way down to the inside, going through the sole. Monaco with good straightaway speed out of the corner. Williams trying to make the pass stick, going through the heel. Monaco's going to have the inside lane for the next couple of corners. Williams trying to fight hard on the outside lane, but Monaco will retain the lead going through 10. It was a good fake low, go high move for the 6, but he is going to be right on the back bumper of this 2 car. Again, next time by, halfway home. And he is right on the back bumper of this Mustang. Eric Monaco trying to hold on. Logan Williams trying to win from the pole. Will quickly flash back. And right now it is still a 2-car breakaway for GT Daytona. And right now Alex Lozano starting to pull away a little bit from Logan Alexander as we flip back to the front of the field. These two still on top of one another as they catch up to Nathan Buchanan. Buchanan involved in an accident earlier on. Monaco remains out in front, but they're catching lap down traffic. Cross flags will be this time by as Eric Monaco tries to get around the lap machine of Nathan Buchanan. Buchanan makes contact, and into the outside wall goes the 99. You see a little bit of damage on that 2 car, and their rivalry is renewed once again. I thought Buchanan was going to let him go, but Monaco just sent it into the corner, and Buchanan with even more damage. Williams not able to get beneath him there as we're halfway home through the Firecracker at the Glen. And some fireworks to end the first half of this race. We'll watch and see Lozano and Logan Alexander go around here. And we're going to take a commercial break here shortly as we continue to watch this battle for the race lead brew. And it has been a good battle for the lead here so far today for GT Le Mans between Logan Williams and the 2 of Eric Monaco. Williams once again trying to sell him a dummy going into the toe. No dice. But back at the front of this field, Alex Lozano will see the halfway point. And that will do it for the first half of this one here from Watkins Glen. And you see the top 5 for each class on your screen. And we'll step aside here for a brief moment for some underwriting announcements, but you're watching the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship, race number 7 from Watkins Glen International on the 4th of July.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Flame Grill taste with perfect toppers, I rule this day. Lettuce, mayo, pickle, ketchup, it's okay if I don't want that Impossible or bacon Whopper, any Whopper my way. You rule your season today at BK, have it your way.
25 years of design and thousands of man-hours on product development. Flowmaster measures real performance where it matters most. Delivering the power you want, Flowmaster's complete family of performance mufflers outperforms any other street muffler with a sound and tone that's right for your vehicle.
Check out our website, flowmastermufflers.com.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets, all for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. BK, have it your way.
And we're back here at the Watkins Glen International, here for the second half of today's race. Right now in GT Le Mans, it is Eric Monaco leading the way over Logan Williams, the 2-car over the 6th. Eric Monaco looking for his second win here of the week in the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship. Zachary Fitzwater right now 4 seconds back, make it only 3.5 seconds back, as the two guys were held up a little bit there by Micah Knapp. And then going up here front for GT Daytona, and it was a little bit close there between Alex Lozano and the 71 of Logan Alexander. Alexander right now losing a little bit of ground there to the 43, as Lozano will remain out front trying to go wire to wire in today's race. Wouldn't be leading all the laps here today, but it would be pretty close. And then only 2 cars knocked out in the first half of that race. Both of them in accident. You saw the tire tracks there, the skid marks going out of turn 6. Those being Skylar Taylor and Reggie Fogelman. Unfortunate for both of those drivers in the top 10 in points right now for GT Le Mans. But they are the only retirees. I believe this is the first time this season where we have not had a GTD retiree in the first half of the race. They have had some issues, a couple of cars going around there out of the 90. You saw the skid marks there. But nonetheless, this has arguably been the cleanest race we've had so far this season, especially since of how insane most sport was, if everybody reckoned out of turn number 9. But here to Watkins Glen, again, we expected a crazy race here today because this is an odd number race, and the odd number races are typically crazy. But again, as for insanity and typical just NRBS goes, this has been a decent race so far, and Eric Monaco showing the way in GT Le Mans, but they've caught up to the tail end of GT Daytona. And this is where the problems are going to start for Monaco and Ethan Lewis. And if I'm Zachary Fitzwater, I'm going to want to try and catch up here to make this a 3-car battle for the race lead. But again, these two have been pretty much inseparable. Been swapping the race lead here a couple of different times. I believe they've been the only 2 cars to lead consecutive laps here, and multiple laps today. That's all going to change as Ryan Durrani, the GT Daytona winner from Sunday afternoon, first on the chopping block. Next is Matt Lagacy, who had an extended pit stop that put him at the tail end of the pack. And then it's Daniel Bouchard, 4th in the point standings for GT Daytona. The Canadian didn't do too well on Canadian soil back on Sunday, and it's not doing too well today for your Willow Springs winner. So lap down traffic, the moving chicane starting to come into play here for the 2 machine. Go down the back straightaway for the 39th time. They're going to catch up to Connor Monaco once again. But remember, Eric Monaco has the damage on the right side of his car. And I imagine they'll try to repair that on the pit stop. It hasn't hindered him too much. So I don't really know if they'll try and repair the damage. He's able to get around Durrani. Still hot on his heels there is the 6. I don't know, as Durrani is making it a little bit hard there for Logan Williams to pass him. Williams still stuck behind, as Eric Monaco is stuck behind his younger brother of Connor. Now he'll get around the 21 machine. Logan is still stuck behind Ryan as they go through turn 11. Now 2 cars separating the 2 and the 6. And Logan Williams trying to get behind. He might split them 3 wide. No, he's going to push the 16 past the 21. But a lot of ground being lost for Logan Williams. A little tight to the corner. A little tight through the 90. Goes the 6th in that time by. Losing a second still to Eric Monaco. And Williams cannot find a way around Ryan Durrani. He's looking low. He's looking high. And finally, Williams will get around the 16 car. A little bit of contact there as Williams showing his displeasure by door slamming Durrani's car. It's not good racing etiquette there, unfortunately, as we go back up front. Business as usual with Alex Lozano, and Zachary Fitzwater seems to be a little bit slow. Fitzwater really slow on the track, and it is a fuel leak for the points leader for GT Le Mans, and he is going to be knocked out of this one. He is just trying to coast it back, but he's on a downhill section up the boot, and Fitzwater is going to need a tow back to the pit lane. Drama for the points leader, who was running 3rd at the time. And again, this is the witching hour with under 30 to go. The gap now between Williams and Monaco, now a 2.5 seconds, as Monaco will move underneath Bouchard. Williams still cannot get around Matt Lagasse. We'll see if Fitzwater is able to coast. He is going to run into the outside wall, and that's going to damage his car. That's heavy damage on the back end of the 62, but he should be able to coast back to the pit lane if he's able to repair the damage. Oh, is he going to run the attenuator? He is. And that's going to be the end of the day for Zachary Fitzwater. A cavalcade of incidents will take out the Australian. And the way things are running right now, Eric Monaco, with his dominance, is going to be the points leader going into Old Spice. And he's got a relatively clean racetrack in front of him. About 12 laps away from the next cycle of pit stops, as I don't know why I keep calling 6-car Ethan Lewis, but Logan Williams trying to get around the lap down cars. He will get around Daniel Bouchard. Bouchard's still trying to fight a little bit high, and that'll force a 6 on the rumble strips. And Williams able to close in a 1/10 of a second there on Monaco, so there's no lap down cars in between the two drivers. And these guys will be back out and away. Felipe Santos is back out on the racetrack, and it was a fuel injection issue for Zachary Fitzwater. He pulls it behind the garage, and now trouble going into the carousel. 3 cars going around. Tatiana Nagora, Brooke Paquette, and Micah Knapp all destroyed. And we will have our first 3 retirees for GT Daytona. It took 42 laps. And that was right in front of Logan Williams and the 2-car of Eric Monaco, and that could have been a lot worse. You'll see the replay down below, and a couple of lap down cars taking each other out. Micah Knapp taking out Nagora and Brooke Paquette. Paquette was running 5th at the time, and that is not a good, what was shaping up to be a good run for her. Destroys the 31, and Nagora, the outside pole sitter, destroyed as well. They'll try and see if they can repair the damage. Paquette is going to be knocked out of this one. I am honestly surprised that it took 42 laps for us to get a retirement in GT Daytona. I think that might be the most surprising thing of the day. But Logan Williams is coming back on this 2-car. Monaco giving up a little bit of ground. He lost another 0.2 of a second there to Williams. So Williams is coming. I think he's going to be within a second of this 2-car by the time they get back around. You know, Bradley Ream has the fastest lap on the track, and now that we hopefully, oh boy, Jaden Russell close there with Ryan Durrani. Nearly another accident going through the corner. Sato will bang Connor Monaco there a little bit, but going back to Bradley Ream. Stay tuned tomorrow, because in about 23 hours time, we will once again fire the engines for the 5th and final time in the Cup Series this week for our 7th broadcast on the North American Sim Racing Network today, where Bradley Ream and that man right there will race against Will Parrish in the regular season championship, or the in-season tournament for the Duncan Week of Speed 34-lap race at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway tomorrow afternoon at noon Eastern right here on the NASRN. Now the gap is down another 0.2 of a second. It's under a second between the 6 and the 2. These guys are on equal tires, but remember that slight right front damage on that G-Mac number 2 Corvette. And he is catching Juan Rodriguez soon. They're going to catch up a couple of damaged cars soon. I think they might catch up to Felipe Santos before they catch up to Juan Rodriguez. Couple of cars rolling through the corner here, closing in on the final 10 laps of today's race. Final 20 laps, actually. Not nearly quite there yet. But Williams is within striking distance, and now with Zachary Fitzwater being out with an EFI issue, that'll give 3rd place to the number 3 of... I almost said Nathan Orman again. I'm so used to calling Nathan Orman in a red number 3 car in the MBSCS circuit, but it's Blaze Zebratar, who's out front in the number 3 Ace car. And Logan Williams is right on the back bumper of this 2 machine, coming out of the corner. It is now down to car lengths. And he closed in a ton there, over half of a second. And Williams is definitely putting good lap times down that time by. 2 seconds off the pace. And he is definitely coming here. And I think they are going to catch up to Rodriguez before they catch up to Santos, who he doesn't have a whole lot of rear end damage. He's still fighting with Dustin Davis. But Santos will definitely be put another lap down here. He is currently only 1 lap off the pace. He was able to make it back to pit lane after the tire failure, but he's going to be put 2 laps down here shortly. But Logan Williams Still right on the back bumper, and these top two running away with it. They're putting 6 seconds over Blaze Zebratar. We'll check back in with GT Daytona. It is still Alex Lozano leading the way in GTD. A gaggle of cars up front, 3 wide, going through the heel. Gotta be careful here. They were able to get back in time as here we go. Eric Monaco is caught the tail end of the GTD field, and down within a third of a second is Logan Williams, and this is where the three-dimensional chess match begins. Williams a little wide through the corner, and that is going to put a car in between himself and Monaco. Monaco had a really good corner exit. And the gap now back to about half of a second, but Juan Rodriguez is in front of this 6 car. Williams has had issues getting around lap traffic all day long. Dustin Davis will block the 2. Williams will get around the 75. Davis continues to block the GTLM leader, and that's going to allow Williams to close back into this battle. Again, you see all the GTD traffic as it looks like John Stewart has rear end damage in the 98. Monaco will finally get around Davis. He's going to have some trouble getting around Felipe Santos, I believe, since Santos is about as fast as Monaco. We'll have a little trouble there. Williams looking for the crossover. Wide through the corner, loses a little bit of more time there. Again, we're about 6 laps away from the pit cycle occurring. Going through the corner. Monaco has got to be careful about threading his way through the lap traffic. He'll go to the inside of Santos. Williams still behind the 072. And back up front, it is still 43 and the 071. Blake Bavillier, a good run for him today so far. I think Bavillier might have a shot at the points lead here with Dylan Matthews and Connor Monaco's issues. Monaco now he's got 2 cars in between him and Logan Williams. This has been, unfortunately, Williams' Achilles heel so far today, has been getting around lap traffic. And Monaco is going to pick another car down. This time it is the 026. Now 3 cars in between Monaco and Williams. And the gap now going to be a second. Williams finally getting around Dustin Davis. Can he get around Felipe Santos soon and not let that 2 car out of his sights? Monaco still has a lot of lap traffic to go through as Josh Harmon hanging 10 off the corner. And Blake Bavillier will come down the pit lane. This is a scheduled stop, so we're starting to see a little bit of an undercut developing. He is the lone car down the pit lane, so he will have the older tires. And the gap now 1.5 seconds between Williams and Monaco. Eric Monaco looking to do something that has never been in the done in the FMGTC before so far. And he's going to go underneath Colin Bear. A little dangerous, especially with the cars in front of him. Williams has gotten around Santos, but now he sees 2 more cars in front of him. But now a lap car is going side by side in front of Eric Monaco. He is going to try and push the 98 in front ahead of the 25. Williams has gotten around the 026. Colin Bear still in the way. Monaco looking for a gap, but he's boxed in. Moving over to the side will be Michael Brown to allow the 2 car to pass. 3 wide for, oh boy, watch out, 3 wide going through the corner. This could get close. Monaco nearly going to go into the Armco. There's still 3 wide, and he's going to back out of it. He is going to go off track. Williams trying to gain some ground. That was a great save out of Eric Monaco. And meanwhile, Alex Lozano will come down the pit lane as the pit stops start. Blaze Zebratar will undercut in the 3. So will the 84. We're seeing some split strategy here on lap 49. But just like that, Logan Williams is back within striking distance. Eric Monaco with the save of the day. But his main competitor is right on his rear end going down the back straightaway. A little bit of contact between him and Michael Brown. Brown will once again take the outside lane. He's going to block the 6 again. We'll see when these guys come down the pit lane. A little bit of contact there for the 3. Blaze Zebratar on the undercut. So was Alex Lozano, and now the 33, Roberto Crown Jr. with an issue. Roberto Crown Jr. wrecking out of the corner. He was running 3rd. And Crown Jr.'s day will unfortunately end. And it's an engine failure for the 33 car. Could not make it around in time. And a heartbreak for him as Eric Monaco will stay out. Michael Brown will come in, so will Felipe Santos. Jaden Russell, who was in 3rd at the time, will come in. And now, oh boy, I don't know about this strategy by the 2 leaders. They're going to stay out an extra lap here. I don't know about this. No, they're at the top of the S's and going into turn 10 right now is Zebratar. He's got the faster rubber, but he's being held up there by the 26 who slides to the corner. A little dangerous maneuver there for your leader, your points leader. Blaze Zebratar will blaze past the rest of the GTLM leaders. And I don't know why the leaders for GT Le Mans stayed out there. That's really going to kill their track position. Zebratar now in front of the 64. He'll go out and away, side by side, a little loose going down the stretch. Oh, and turning around, there goes the points leader for GT Daytona into the Armco wall with Felipe Santos. Oh, and Miles is able to get past. And the points leader, Dylan Matthews, screwing around with a lap car. And he will fall out of contention. And that'll give a huge swing to John Stewart, who is 60 points back. And now staying out once again are the 2 and the 6. Right now, Zebratar in turn number 10. He is putting down fast laps like no tomorrow. He's still got the lap traffic in front of them. You know, I mean, if I'm Logan Williams and Eric Monaco, I'm just trying to run as many laps as I potentially can to have as fresher tires as possible. It'll be, I believe, the 71. Trying to find, yeah, the 71. So Logan Alexander, meanwhile, has cycled out to the lead. He did an undercut, as that'll be the end of the day. Officially for Dylan Matthews. And Connor Monaco will go right past him. Monaco right now is still 2 laps down, so what a banner day right now for John Stewart. Stewart right now would have the points lead and the race lead right now, swinging back in the direction of this 6 car. Right now, and Mike Vincent Jr. also staying out. But I don't know. I don't know about this strategy. Daniel Voiles also staying. I don't know where Voiles went. Voiles. No, Voiles. A little slow there in the 56. He was passed by everybody, so third is going to go back to Blaze Zebratar, I believe. No, fourth is going to be Blaze Zebratar. He is right now 36.5 seconds behind. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, it's lap 52, so you're right at the numbers. You know, this is where these guys came down for the original undercut. Then again, Mike Vincent Jr. also on the same strategy these guys, 8 seconds back. Yeah, the rest of the GT Le Mans cars now entering the boot. And they're about to lap down Josh Harmon, who slides up on the outside wall, and they're going to continue to stay out. You know, I don't know why Williams and Monaco continue to stay out here. Again, they can do about 29 laps on fuel. They're starting to cut it really, really close on gas. I don't know. It's a very, very bold strategy, as Josh Harmon will be put a lap down, and that will make the 71 of Logan Alexander the only GT Daytona car on the lead lap. Mike Vincent Jr. trying to get beneath the 72. There's Blaze Zebratar. Last lap. Only 0.3 of a second off, and meanwhile these guys are running 3 seconds off the pace, and they continue to fight side by side for the race lead. Again, they're going to fight side by side like that. That is just going right in the wheelhouse of the 3 as he makes contact with Colin Bear. He closed in 3 seconds that time by, so it might be time for Logan Williams and Eric Monaco to hit the pit lane, but they are still side by side. I don't know if they're going to hit the pit lane. Logan Williams, I think Williams wanted to hit the pit lane. He will have to stay out, and as he hit the pit wall, here comes Eric Monaco as well as Josh Harmon. I believe Harmon and Alexander may have actually stayed out here. But Eric Monaco just now getting to his pit stall. Mike Vincent Jr. down the pit lane as well. And here is Blaze Zebratar. We'll see what these guys are cooking. And it's indeed a 4-tire pit stop that'll put Blaze Zebratar out in front. Gavinu into the inside wall. And Blaze Zebratar right now running in second. We'll see where Eric Monaco will come out. Monaco does not, he repaired a little bit of damage in the pit lane. Still a good pit stop for him, but he's going to lose some positions as he tries to get back up to speed. He's slow in front of Gavinu and Ream, but again, he's got 6 lap fresher tires than the leaders. And we'll see where it comes out as a big mess. Bradley Ream, Nathan Orman, Michelle Gavinu, and a big, violent crash going into the carousel. So that'll do that. Gavinu, who was running 7th. Oh my, that is the highest I've seen a 12 car in the air in quite some time. But now Logan Williams is down the pit lane. The 71 did stay out, and now the points lead, or the race lead for GT Daytona will go back to Alex Lozano. Williams just now getting to his stall, and there comes the 3 machine. As here comes Dano Georgi. This is the race for the lead in GT Le Mans. And Blaze Zebratar will take it. Zebratar will now go down to the inside lane as that was a tough break. You see, that's destroyed for Gavinu. Same thing for Bradley Ream and Nathan Ormond. I want to know where Caleb Rose is. There is Caleb Rose, who right now he's still deep in this field. Rose is running in 11th after everything is sorted out. We see all the retirees from the race. 33 cars remain on the track. Caleb Rose right now, he was only 30 points away from Zachary Fitzwater. Caleb Rose is going to be your new points leader if he's able to keep it clean, but he has got a lot of traffic in front of him. And Caleb Rose back out in the 6 car. We'll see how much time he lost. He is going to lose a lot of time there. He is going to be right behind the 7. But again, he's going to have the freshest tires of anybody on the track. Justin Davis will surrender. No, he was not on the race lead. Justin Davis coming down the pit lane. But now it'll be Blaze Zebratar now fighting with Dano Georgi and Jaden Russell. This is the battle for the race lead as they go underneath Griffin Lynn. Zebratar just trying to drive it like he stole it right now. Georgi looking for his 2nd win of the season. And again, Eric Monaco right now he's going to be 4th. Monaco might actually have a chance to win this thing. Again, he's got the freshest tires. I think Ethan Lewis is going to be knocked out of contention here. He just has way too much ground to pick up. But Williams might try and get a top 10 here. You just never know, but I think Eric Monaco might have something to say about this race. But going back here, Alex Lozano continues to lead for GT Daytona. He has a 4-second lead over the 11 with 12 laps to go. And, well, Logan Williams not wasting any time as he boots the 66 out of the way. That's one way to get around a lap down car. Logan Williams, again, he's got the freshest tires of everybody. But, again, we'll see what the interval is. This time around, he is 23 seconds behind Blaze Zebratar. He's got 11 laps to close up 23 seconds. He's got to close in 2 seconds a lap here, so it might be a little impossible. But I'm liking the chances that Eric Monaco has got. He closed in another second there. So I'm liking where Eric Monaco is right now in this 2 car. I'm liking the strategy that they pulled. And again, Logan Williams was trying to pull the same strategy, tried to come down the pit lane, but they were double file. And Williams, he did put a good lap down last time by. Bradley Ream still has the fastest lap of the race, but he is, I don't believe he is officially behind the wall. He is officially behind the wall right now. So 28 cars now remaining on the racetrack. And like I said, the first half of this race, a little quiet. And now we have 2 separate incidents in the entrance of the carousel. And I got a bad feeling that they're not done wrecking yet, as Blaze Zebratar will get around Igor Barreto. It's a 3-car battle for the top spot right now. Monaco that time by, closing in another half second. But it might be between Blaze Zebratar, Jaden Russell, and Dano Georgi for this race lead. Still, they got the GT Daytona cars in front of them, and they'll probably have to get around Connor Monaco one more time. Brad Stover, the rear end damage we saw from Logan Williams, and that time by still at 23 seconds back. He was able to close in a 1/10 of a second there, so Williams able to close in a tad bit. Those fresh tires not really doing anything. If you're Williams, you're kicking the back of your seat because you were frustrated that you wanted that strategy to work out, and seeing that it might work out for Eric Monaco is just even more frustrating. We'll see what the interval is between Monaco and Zebratar. He's around Bradley Bavillier. Bavillier shuts the door down low. Zebratar will go down a lane lower. And lapping the second place car in GT Daytona. He's trying to fight hard on the outside lane, but Bavillier will surrender the spot. And now the 2 car now down to 6 seconds with 10 laps to go. He's able to close in 3/4 of a second a lap. He's on the same straightaway as these guys because they're fiddle-faddling with lap traffic, remember that, but now they got a little bit of a clean racetrack in front of them. They'll lap down Alex Lozano, who's just trying to cruise to the end here. But these guys are going to be battling for this race lead here. Remember, they're on older tires. They came in on lap 48, I believe. And Jaden Russell, first race of the first half of the season, didn't start off too well. He got wrecked out by Dylan Matthews while leading the Daytona 2.4. Right now, he was looking underneath Blaze Zebratar. Not able to get it there. Zebratar retains his position. We'll see where Monaco is. Monaco fighting with Griffin Lynn. He'll send the 1 car a little bit wide. Monaco will keep it on himself, and he is driving like a mad lad out there on those fresher tires. And the gap now down to 5 3/4 of a second. And Logan Williams, again, he's got the best grip of anybody on the track right now, but he is marred deep in the field. I'd say if Logan Williams is able to get a top 10 run, I'd say that would be fine for him. And now Alex Lozano has gotten around Connor Monaco. Now does Connor hold up these guys for his older brother? Eric right now just exiting the carousel as the lead lap cars going into the boot. There is Monaco right there. And Riley Sampson, watch out for Riley Sampson. He's also coming as well. But Connor Monaco will not hold off the lead lap cars. Russell trying to go to the inside of Zebratar. Blaze shutting the door there. And I believe they're going to have one more lap down car to go before it's a clean racetrack for Blaze Zebratar. Gap right now. We'll see if Eric closes in at all. Bavillier into the outside wall. That'll open the door for Barreto. And he will take second away as Igor Barreto, I think, might have some fresher tires in his back pocket. The gap now still at 5 seconds. Monaco was able to close in a half a second there with 8 laps to go. But after Lozano, it is a clean racetrack out front for Blaze Zebratar. He'll go down to the inside of Alex Lozano. The 2 leaders fighting on top of one another. Blaze to the inside of Alex, and Lozano will easily let him go past because he knows that he's got to complete 1 less lap than everybody else. Meanwhile, 3-wide battle for the lead. Igor Barreto being held up as Connor Monaco was acting as a pick there for the lap down cars. And here comes Blake Bavillier. This is for second in GT Daytona. The battle for the podium right here. Bavillier back out front despite taking that damage. And Eric Monaco trying to bring it within 5 seconds. Coming around to 7 laps to go. Zebratar will lead. Right now, the gap between first and second, over half of a second. Now with Monaco, it creeps up another 10th as his tires start to wear out. I don't think, these guys aren't going to catch up to Igor or Brad Stover unless there's some sort of issue. But right now, Dano Georgi will finally get around Alex Lozano. A little bit of contact going out of the Mini Mulsanne. He'll finally get around him as Eric Monaco trying to get there in time. Daylight starting to wait a little bit there for Eric Monaco. And Owen Miles trying to put the 21 car out of the way. Nathan Ormond is still on the track, actually. I thought Ormond got a little bit of a piece there on that crash, and he is still in the top 10 right now, so given Caleb Rose right now in 11th, it'll be Nathan Ormond. As of right now, will be the points leader going into the next race at Old Spice. He'll force Monaco wide. He'll get past down the lap down car. But Eric Monaco now still on the same straightaway. 6 to go. The gap now under 5 seconds. But Monaco has got to turn on the jets if he wants to catch up to these guys. Again, he's got 6-lap fresher tires. Then Zebratar, Russell, and Georgi. They're trying to make the ultra undercut work. Monaco now right behind Alex Lozano. We know Monaco's been able to get around these lap down cars with ease today, and no pressure out back from the 43 in terms of the 11. Bevillier and Barretto continue to fight for second. They're in a zip code of their own, and the next car in line is Griffin Lynn, the 01. That's the battle right there between a couple of Le Mans GT cars. And Eric Monaco will get around the 43, so no lap cars separating Eric Monaco and Dano Georgi. Is it enough to get up to the front? 5, count them, 5 laps to go. This time by Orman sliding a little bit to the corner and a green racetrack out front. I don't think they're going to catch Barretto in time unless something drastic happens. Finally, Logan Williams catching up to a couple of drivers there, but it's going to be way too late for the 6 car to do anything about it. Eric Monaco putting on a charge in the 2 car. He is still 4.5 seconds behind. He's on the same straightaway. He's got the fresher rubber. Meanwhile, does Jaden Russell try and make a move under Blaze Zebratar? Zebratar trying to get Jaguar their first win of the season. They're still on the same straightaway. A little slow to the corner going Monaco. I think he might be able to catch up to Georgi in the late stages. I don't know if he's going to catch up to the leaders here. And does Russell have the tires to try and get around this 3? I think they might actually catch up to Barretto. He is really slow. Last lap, he was 6 seconds. He is right now 7 seconds off the pace. I think they might catch up to Barretto before this is all said and done. Yeah, they are. They're on the same straightaway as the 66. They're not going to catch up to Durrani in time, however. 3 to go at the line, and the gap now under 4 seconds. Monaco just trying to haul A and turn right. Lozano, no pressure out behind him. Blake Bavillier has been passed. Igor Barreto will now take second spot. And I think Bavillier might be just content with running third right now with Dylan Matthews and Connor Monaco having issues. John Stewart marred in the back. Daniel Bouchard also in the back as well. Dustin Davis having some issues. It's not going to be enough to take the points lead, but I think Blake Bavillier might have a solid shot of at least putting the gap within 100. And here we go, fight for the race lead here in GT Le Mans. Russell peeking down to the inside as they catch up to their final lap down car of the day. Jaden Russell trying to get Corvette to victory lane here on the 4th of July. This 3-car trying to hold on. These guys going side by side. Monaco just now onto the stock car section. Oh, Russell's going to have the inside lane going into turn number 11. Now, with 3 laps to go, it was 4 to go last time by, a little loose out of the corner. Zebratar. Oh, Barreto, excuse me. Stover blocks low. Here comes the 8 and a checkup going through the corner. And Jaden Russell will take advantage of the lap down car. He will go to the race lead. Brad Stover continues to hold up Blaze Zebratar. Zebratar running on the side of that 66. And I tell you what, a whole head of steam coming from Eric Monaco. Here comes the 2. They won't catch up to Durrani in time. Monaco will get around the 3, potentially the 84. He was 2.5 seconds behind the 8 that time by. And Brad Stover changing the entire complexion of this race. It will be 2 to go next time by. Again, unless something drastic happens, it will be a clean racetrack from here. Lozano continues to have no pressure out back. Barreto is about 3 seconds back. But Jaden Russell, white flag in the air. One more, or excuse me, popsicle sticks are in the air. 2 laps to go in the Firecracker at the Glen. Top 4 drivers within 2 seconds of one another. Does Georgi have the tires to get around this 8 machine? Getting a little overzealous here with this battle in the late stages. I think Monaco might have used up some of his stuff here. I don't think he's going to be able to fight for this race win. To the carousel for the penultimate time. Lozano, still no pressure. He's at the inner loop right as Barreto is entering the back straightaway. And Lozano is just letting these GTLM guys pass. Georgi looking for his 2nd win of the season, and here comes Monaco. He's trying to get up to a podium spot. He'll get underneath Zebratar, and he's able to chase down these leaders. But it's going to be probably too little too late for the win. Zebratar still fighting hard. But Monaco's going to get the spot here. Now it's between Russell and Georgi. And now, finally, white flag in the air. One more time around Watkins Glen. And no pressure out back for Blake Bavillier. He and, as it looks like, Griffin Lynn may have had an incident in the back. And it was Logan Williams who wrecked him as well. So Williams, bad luck, rears its head at the worst possible time. Monaco is ahead for 3rd. It's a 2-car battle for the top spot in GT Le Mans. You'll see the replay of the incident down below, and Logan Williams will end up in the garage area after all. Through the carousel for the final time, looking for a little bit of late race redemption here in this 8-car. Georgi out back by 3 car lengths. It's going to take a monumental mistake from this 8 machine for the 84 to get around. Monaco will be content with 3rd. Down the sole for the final time today. Jaden Russell through the heel. One more shot. I don't think Georgi is going to be able to be close enough there. Back onto the stock car circuit. Through turn 10. Through turn 11, he'll come. He'll see the checkered flag, and it's racing redemption for this 8 car. Jaden Russell for the U.S. Army wins on the 4th of July for GT Le Mans. And coming around for GT Daytona, he's still pedaling, but he's got it. Alex Lozano wins from the pole. He goes wire to wire in GT Daytona. Barretto will take 2nd, Bavillier 3rd. And what a race at the end. Oh boy. Jaden Russell, racing redemption. That's a great way to start the second half of the season. Russell, who was just outside the top 10 in points, is going to get a huge payday, and he only leads 3 laps, I believe. Dano Georgi gets a much-needed payday as well. Eric Monaco was able to salvage 3rd out of all that, and he will be your points leader going into the next race in August at Old Spice. Lap down traffic being lap down traffic, taking the win away from Blaze Zebratar and its Corvettes 1, 2, 3 on Independence Day. And Riley Sampson brings it home in 5th. Alex Lozano, a great run for him. Igor Barretto will take 2nd, Bavillier 3rd. Logan Alexander will climb back up to 4th, and Michael Brown, what a recovery for him. Actually, but no, I believe Michael Brown just had a decent car all day, and he was able to keep it clean. But the U.S. Army Black Knights, from here, up in West Point, the hometown crowd, loving to see that 8 car go to Gatorade Victory Lane. Taking a look at your official standings. Jaden Russell gets the win here. Dano Georgi and Eric Monaco round out your podium. Blaze Zebratar, Riley Sampson, Mike Vincent Jr., Owen Miles, Daniel Voiles, Nathan Ormond. Decent race for Ormond, but he will probably still remain 2nd in the points to Eric Monaco. What a weekend for Eric Monaco. What a week, rather. 1st on Sunday, 3rd today, led the most laps, and a good race for him today. And then Aguirre Sada rounds out your top 10 for GT Le Mans. All the cars that were knocked out. Logan Williams ends up finishing deep once again. A 14th place finish for Logan Williams. Another unfortunate race for him, but he's going to have another good shot at the Old Spice High Endurance Speedway later on. Next month over in Wisconsin for the next race of the FMGTC here. And oh boy, we've got quite a ways to go here. We are already 7 races down, 5 to go, and what a point shakeup from this weekend here at Watkins Glen and in Canada. You know, we're celebrating Canada Day, albeit a day early, but here on Independence Day, Jaden Russell takes the Black Knights to victory lane and takes Chevrolet to victory lane. 7 straight wins for the Corvettes. And, you know, the Jaguars looked to be dominant earlier on, but it was a Corvette sweeping the podium here. And yet another Mustang wins for GT Daytona. But that'll wrap things up. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's coverage and this week's coverage here at Watkins Glen. But that's not it for us here on the NASRN by a long shot, because tomorrow afternoon, 22 hours from now, we will have our fifth and final race of the Duncan Week of Speed, a 34-lap contest at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway for the Samuel Adams Firecracker 400 tomorrow afternoon at noon Eastern Time up in Concord, Massachusetts for our seventh and final broadcast of the week. And oh boy, I might need to grab a Sam Adams after tomorrow's race, because it's been a lot recording all these races in such a short time. And the time of recording this, I mentioned the Jacob Markstrom trade earlier on in the broadcast, but I'm going to Mid-Ohio for the ARCA race this weekend, the day I'm recording this, so trying to get all these races in time before that. But that'll do it here from Watkins Glen. Congratulations once again to Jaden Russell and Alex Lozano for winning the Firecracker at the Glen. And we'll see you in a month and a half up in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin for the Old Spice Wisconsin Grand Prix at the Old Spice High Endurance Speedway on August 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the NASRN. Thank you once again for tuning in to today's coverage of the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship. Here are your point standings after Race 7 of the FMGTC. And from Watkins Glen, New York, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks.